Burning Sins, Chapter 1, Part 3. Many of us think twice of giving people who had wronged us a second chance, as we cannot let go of the hurt they had caused and are afraid of it reoccurring if we give those chances. However, we can take the bold step and accept them again. Who knows? They may redeem themselves and achieve great things. After all, broken people are capable of reaching towards stars as bright as the sun. But only if we let go of the past and look forward to the future. Only then we can obtain the power to reveal the bright light hidden inside broken people and turn their lives around. Kentarō Equestria, 2012. Once upon a time, in the magical lands of Equestria, there were two regal sisters who ruled together and created harmony for all the land. To do this, the eldest used her unicorn power to raise the sun at dawn, while the younger brought out the moon at the beginning of night. Thus, the two sisters maintained balance for their kingdom and their subjects, who were all the different types of ponies. But as time went on, the younger sister became resentful. The ponies relished and played in the day her elder sister brought forth, but shunned and slept through her beautiful night. One fateful day, the younger sister refused to lower the moon to make way for the dawn. The elder sister tried to reason with her, but the bitterness in the young one's heart had transformed her into a wicked mare of darkness, Nightmare Moon. She vowed that she would shroud the land in eternal night. Reluctantly, the elder sister used the power of the most powerful artifacts known to pony kind, the Elements of Harmony. With her power, the elder sister defeated her younger twin and banished her in the moon for 1,000 years. From then on, the elder sister took on responsibility for both sun and moon, and harmony has been maintained in Equestria in that time. However, when those 1,000 years passed, Nightmare Moon returned and traded places with the elder sister. Locked inside the moon, the elder sister could do nothing as Nightmare Moon ravaged the kingdom with darkened magic once more. But she did not leave without a failsafe. Her students, who learned the magical power of the bonds she shared with 5 other ponies, harnessed the power of the elements once more. They dispelled the evil and bitterness of Nightmare Moon once and for all, leaving behind the goodness of the younger sister. Returned to the lands, the two sisters reacquainted themselves with a throne together and resumed their co-monarchy. The students of the elder sister continued her studies into the magic of friendship, and demonstrated its resourceful power in the face of danger and chaos. Old legendary foes crumbled before its indomitable strength, and peace once again reigned. Soon, another joyous occasion would grace Equestria once more. The union of a third alicorn, one that represented love and companionship, Princess Miyamori Cadenza, and a strong and fearless stallion of the elder sister's royal guard shining armor, was to take place in the capital city of Kentarō. However, the greatest threat to Equestria soon revealed itself as deceitful insectoids who devoured the love and happiness of ponies, rendering them but mere husks. The changelings, led by Queen Chrysalis, had Kentarō under siege. The students and her friends rushed off to retrieve the elements, but as they managed to reach and don the artifacts once more, they were overwhelmed and captured.
You won't get away with this!
Princess Miyamori Cadenza stood within the halls of the throne room, trapped and ensnared by the sticky substance of the changeling adhesive slime. Beside her was a dazed stallion, unable to move and unable to think. He had succumbed to the feeding of these bug creatures for so long that his mind had become delirious. He had believed the queen that stalked before them was his wife, and that he was to get married after a slight setback delayed the wedding. On the other side of the Princess of Love was a small bipedal purple dragon, wearing his uniform for the proceedings that were to have taken place. All around them, outside of the throne room's walls, the city of Kentarō was being ravaged. Changelings everywhere hunted down ponies of various types and classes, sticking them in places and draining them with their innate magic. Their struggling ceased as they felt their emotions wither and die, sapped from them and leaving them to fall into heaps. Princess Miyamori Cadenza hoped their only chance at stopping this was just outside of this room. The more ponies these creatures fed on, the less chance they have to... Every pony turned to the doorway as that very hope was being dragged in, either by force or by escort. Twilight Sparkle, having endured a bit of roughhousing, was dumped before Queen Chrysalis. The others hanging in the grasps of the others. Chrysalis chuckled to herself before glancing at Cadenza.
You were saying, dear princess? My queen!
One of the changelings stepped forward, holding out a small case.
They had gone in search of these. Very powerful and rare magic is stored within them.
Chrysalis opened the case, raising an eyebrow when she found the 6 necklaces inside.
Oh, the elements of harmony. It serves no purpose to us, but I suppose we cannot allow our food to reacquire them.
She closed the case and sat it on a nearby table, smirking as she shooed away the changelings within the room.
Go out and play. There are many other subjects already feeding on the morsels down below. There should still be something left for all of you.
The lot of them bowed before dumping the rest of the mares before their monarch and flying off, diving down to swoop up anything that was ripe for the taking. Chrysalis watched them work before sighing melodramatically.
You know, it's funny, really. Twilight Sparkle over there was suspicious of my behavior all along. It's too bad that the rest of you were too caught up in your wedding preparations to realize those suspicions were correct.
Applejack, an orange earth pony farm mare, cast a side glance to Twilight, who struggled to push herself up to her knees.
Shoot, I knew something was wrong when y'all came in like you did. There wasn't a hint of any lying when you were sending that fake scurrier out of the room. Don't be sorry, Applejack. She fooled every pony. Even if you had listened to me, it would have only started this all sooner. Oh, quite astute of you, Miss Sparkle. And here I was wondering why Celestia favored you so much.
Chrysalis turned her attention away from the ponies in the room, her arrogance believing them to no longer be a threat. With that attention off them, Twilight crawled over to Princess Miyamori Cadenza, grunting at her wounds before she fried the goop holding the pink alicorn in place with her magic.
Go, my brother. Get to him while you still have the chance.
Cadenza nodded, brushing a bloodied strand of hair from the purple unicorn's face, before rushing towards Shining Armor. Seeing the stallion brought a smile to her face, but it was wiped away when she found him still under the trance of Queen Chrysalis after being sapped of his love for so long. Thinking for a moment on how to free him and curate his condition, Cadenza used the magic she was known for. Her inner power of gifting as well as receiving love was passed on to Shining Armor, replenishing what was stolen from him, and allowing him to regain his conscious mind once more. With the green shades fading from his eyes, he was able to blink away the rest of his haze and look around.
What the fuck? What happened? Is the ceremony over already?
Chrysalis let out another aberrant cackle as she hovered back into the room, tittering as she glared down in amusement at the freed stallion.
Oh, it's all over. Your spell is broken. Kentarō is destroyed. The ponies here are but an appetizer to the buffet your kingdom will provide.
She ushered a Princess Celestia above them, who was asleep and in stasis within a strange green cocoon.
And your precious princess will watch every step of the way of our conquest.
Shining Armor widened his eyes, turning and gazing down towards Kentarō.
Oh my Celestia.
He turned back to Chrysalis, glaring at her as his horn began to ignite. As it did, a sudden headache plagued him, a ceaseless burn of his own mana restraining his magic, and almost forcing himself to double over and vomit.
Ah, God! My magic! My power is useless now! They've taken too much of my strength and I can't repel this!
Maybe not by yourself, but we can. My love magic will refurbish your own and keep the changelings from sapping any more of your potential away.
Chrysalis hissed as she crushed the table of elements we're resting upon when landing, the necklaces sliding away from the case as it toppled over. Their bearers eyed them for a moment, but realized they wouldn't get near them with the queen standing in between. They were at one end of an unstoppable force while Twilight's brother and old Full-Sitter were on the other. Unable to do much more than watch, Chrysalis stalked towards the pair as Cadenza began to transfer her magical reserves to Shining Armor, who prepared the spell to protect Kentarō all over again. Straining himself and fighting against a massive headache, more and more of his horn began to light up as Cadenza nuzzled up next to him. Her arms linked around his, and her muzzle buried itself under his chin. Their two horns touched as the magic they exerted reached its peak, sending out a flash that made Chrysalis stagger back.
How can you have so much left?
She jumped as one of the elements of harmony floated up into the air, responding to the love magic and flying back towards its bearer. The other elements followed suit with the tiara of the elements of magic coming last. Snapping on their respective hosts, the power of friendship amplified the power of the love magic that was supercharging Shining Armor's spell, shaking the entirety of the throne room. Chrysalis backed up towards the windows, her cries and demands for them to stop ignored as her voice was no longer audible enough for any pony to hear. Opening their eyes as the magic continued to build, the flaring aura surrounded the bride and groom of the Canterlot wedding pushed outwards, bypassing the elements of harmony and obtaining a rainbow color. Sweeping towards Chrysalis, it slammed into her body and forced her out of the window. The barrier grabbed onto more changelings as it not only passed over Canterlot, but expanded to a radius that even reached the neighboring towns and cities near Canterlot Mountain. All of the changelings' adhesive was burned away in the wave. The insectoids themselves carried off and rocketed straight through the stratosphere. One by one, or in some cases groups of them, were sent out of the kingdom, never to return. Slowly, the series of mixed-colored light began to subside, the air around the capital returning to normal as the deafening thunder of war was quelled into silence and peace. Canterlot was in shambles, yes, but the damage was minimal compared to what it would have been. Only a few buildings toppled in the conflict, and even then, every pony was unharmed. Even those who were sapped of their strength were able to rise again, their love replenished and emotions running high. So that's where they're going to leave off. Now the only question is, where is Nathan going to go from here? Is he going to be spawned in Canterlot, or the Everfree, or somewhere else? I guess we'll find out soon anyway. Anywho, let's get on to our professional donators. Top donators: Jessie, Smith, Saw 630, BadassWaffle, Only One Thing, Ceru, Orion, and Caladis. Magic, JockeTF, Luciisu, Darkside, Rayden, Narwhals, Blackmoonheart, Pastel, Sky, Sauce, and Wellness, Sorber, Mortrodon, Library, RuneScythe, Will, Chris, Twinkie, Rice, Soul, Shadowman, Luigi, Chancellor, Crust, Big Smoke, Bobcat, Murder Princess, Jet, Little Mighty, Solar Symphony, and many more amazing people. Thank you all so much for watching this video and live life to the fullest.